In this video, I'm going to show you how to use NotebookLM. Now, sometimes as an accountant or a CPA or an auditor, you're doing your work, you run into a topic, and you don't know much about it, and you're like, gosh, I really wish I had a short summary of this topic. I could learn about it, and then I could move on. I'm about to show you a way to learn about anything very quickly by using NotebookLM. So let's go to the site, and to get there, all you need to do is type in notebooklm.google.com, and then you'll see this screen. So if I want to create a new notebook to learn about a particular topic, I can either click here, create new notebook, or create new here. I'm going to go here, and we're going to add some sources that will feed our new notebook. I'm going to show you some research about SARS-27, but think to yourself, you can pick literally any topic. I'm just going to show you how to use this for SARS-27 example, which is a new AICPA standard. In this example, I'm going to add the URL for an article, and then also the URL for a YouTube video to feed this new notebook. So I click create, and then you'll see this screen. I can upload a PDF, audio files, whatever I want to upload here. And then you've also got a Google Drive option here. This is a Google product, so you can upload Google Docs, or you can add a website or a YouTube URL or copied text. I'm going to add a website, so we click here. And then I go to my website. I happen to have an article about SARS-27. I'm going to copy this URL, go back here and paste it in, and then just click insert. So this becomes the first source for our notebook. It's simply the URL from this article. And imagine you can go to any URL throughout the internet and copy and paste this in, and that would become a source. Now I'm also going to add another source, which is a YouTube video. And so I click here. I go to my YouTube video. Again, pick whatever YouTube video you're interested in, copy the URL, come back, add it here, and click insert. Now I have two sources that are feeding this notebook. The notebook has already created a summary of this topic. Now I can create some additional tools here, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. The first thing I'm going to generate is a podcast about this topic. When it does this, it creates a conversation between a lady and a man about this particular topic, and it is so well done. I've done this many times. To create the podcast, I can click here, audio overview, or I can click here and generate. I'm going to click here, audio interview, and you'll see it starting to generate the conversation. Now this can take a minute or 2 or 3 minutes. It says this may take a few minutes, no need to stick around. So once you start generating this, if you need to go do something else, do that. When you come back, the podcast will be ready. Now while it's doing this at the moment, let me tell you, you can upload the NotebookLM app to your phone. So on my iPhone, I have uploaded this app, and these notebooks I'm creating here, or I'm on my desktop. These that I create here would be available on my iPhone as well. So I can create the podcast here, and then when I'm riding down the road, I can listen to the podcast that I've generated here. Now you can do the same thing on your phone. So they're available either way. Whatever you create on the phone, you'll see over here, and vice versa. We're going to give this a moment to create the podcast, and then we'll pick up. Now the audio, the podcast is available. I can click the play button when I do, you're going to hear the conversation.
Imagine for a moment you're a professional, maybe a CPA, advising a client, digging into their cash flow. You pull up their monthly financials to talk strategy, but then this little voice pipes up, wait, and what does it mean practically?
Now over here,
Crucial.
I'm going to
There's a
click
condition.
along. You hear
Always a
the
condition.
Right.
lady
The
and the
preparation
man
of those
talking.
financials cannot be the primary objective of the engagement.
So it all hinges on the intent of the service, not just the action of preparing.
Now the other interesting thing, and I can't do it in this demonstration because the mic's being used for this presentation, but if I have my iPhone, I'm listening to this podcast, I can click interactive mode. And when I do, it allows me to join that conversation, and I can ask questions and interrupt the podcast I'm listening to. And then the lady or the man in the podcast, they'll give me an answer to my question. This is like amazing to me that you can do this. And I've created these podcasts several times. I've been impressed by the accuracy. You will hear some words said in a different way. So I would say SARS, they would say SARS, or they might say SSARS. You'll hear some differences like that because the AI doesn't know how we normally say things. So even given that, you're going to find the content of the podcast amazingly good. Okay, let's see what else we can do. We can create a study guide. So I'm going to click there and it'll generate my study guide. I can create an FAQ. So it'll generate that. I can create a mind map. So I click there and it's creating a mind map. So if I want to see the mind map, I can go here. There's my mind map. The purpose and applicability of SARS 27. It gives me that. The key takeaways. It gives me that. If I want to drill down more so, I can drill down there. So it's creating that mind map for you. And then here's my study guide. So if I want to go in and do some in-depth study of that topic, I can do it here. Or if I go here, I can see the FAQs. So here's the FAQs. Pretty impressive, huh? And then also I can go in here and say, ask whatever question I would like to ask with a prompt. So I can verbally ask questions, or I can key in a prompt here and get an answer. And all of this is based on the source documents. So, one thing to keep in mind, garbage in, garbage out. So if you add garbage over here as your source, you're going to get garbage over here. So make sure your sources are reputable, and that way the accuracy of this information would be enhanced. If you've never used NotebookLM, just download it or go to the URL and play with it. As you play with it, I think you're going to find it very intuitive. You can see what we just did. It's pretty easy to do. So all you got to do is click Create New and then add a document. It's even going to give you the title for this new notebook. Then you can add other sources and you're off to the races. You can also share this information with other people. So if your department in your CPA firm needs to learn about a particular topic, you've created a notebook, you could share that. So how do you share? We'll go to the share button here and you can add the people that you would like to, and they can listen to your notebook. There are some limitations when you're using the free version. I've got the pro version, as you can see here. But, I use this product for quite a while without the pro version, which is $20 a month. And I really didn't run into any problems. Now, here are my notebooks, and you can see some examples here. I'm sure with the pro version, I can add more notebooks than, say, somebody with the free version. But even with the free version, it's very useful. So the next time you're sitting at your desk and you're befuddled about a topic, think to yourself, NotebookLM. Go to this locale, create a notebook, upload your sources, create the podcast, create FAQs, create summaries, and then you can share that same information with other people on your team. Give it a go. I think you'll find it helpful. It sure has been for me.